Bonjour, coucou les amis, comment ça va? Today we're going to learn one of the most useful things in French, how to introduce yourself. Imagine you're in Paris, in Quebec, or even meeting with a French-speaking friend online. Or maybe you are doing an exam like DELF, you know, the French certificate, and you have to present to introduce yourself. So the first thing you need to know is to say who you are. But Steph, we still don't learn how to conjugate and how to say the profession and the nationality. Don't worry, it's easier than it looks. With just a few sentences um, that you have to learn, you're gonna sound like confident and friendly in French. Okay, so let's get started. Where we are? We are at page 9 du livre. Page 9 of the book. Look at it. And congratulations, you are already at the end of the introduction of episode 1. The end of introduction of episode 1. Yes, still the beginning. But how are we gonna proceed? I prepare for you a kind of survival kit right here, se présenter en français. I'm gonna put it on a bigger screen up like this. And we're gonna start with the magic word that we learned. Bonjour. Or don't forget, if it's evening, just say bonsoir. Okay? Donc we start with bonjour. It's really easy. And after that, we say je m'appelle Stéphane. Obviously, évidemment, if your name is not Stephen, don't write Stephen, hein, put your name. In French, we don't use so much like je suis to say your name. We prefer to say je m'appelle Stephen or moi c'est Stephen. Later in the episode 1, I'm gonna teach you different way to present yourself. Okay, but right now just remember this. Bonjour, je m'appelle Stephen. And then we have the age. J'ai 40 ans. Alors here is the difference. In English, you say I am, but in French, we say I have. I have in French, we say j'ai, just like this, j'ai. Okay, so we say I have, and then the number, and then en means years. I have 40 years. But Steph, I'm not 40 years old. Okay, just wait a second, and I'm gonna teach you how. I'm gonna give you tips to find how to say and how to pronounce well the age and your nationality and your profession. For example, je suis français. Okay, I'm French. Steph, I'm not French. Okay, I know. Okay, let's go right now to Google Translate. So you go to Google, you write Google Translate, and you're gonna have this. For example, if you're not 40 years old, maybe you are 27. I'm 27. Look at this. And then here you have things which say écoutez.
J'ai 27 ans.
J'ai 27 ans. Okay, so even if we don't know yet how to count, at least try to learn the pronunciation of your age. J'ai 27 ans. J'ai 31 ans.
J'ai 31 ans.
Okay? For the nationality, maybe you are Canadian, for example. Alors, look at this. Last time, when I put I am Canadian, Google Translate made two suggestions. I am Canadian man or Canadian woman because in French is different. And right now he only put like the masculine form. Ooh, macho, sexist.
Je suis canadien.
Okay, so je suis Canadien, it's only for the men. So maybe the trick that you can do, you can put, if you are a woman, je suis, you put on the English, I am, sorry, I am Canadian woman. On here, you see that the word change and the pronunciation change. It's not no Canadien, it's gonna be Canadienne.
Je suis une femme canadienne.
Okay, so but after you just like forget une femme, a woman, you can just cut it and you just say Canadienne. Same as English. For example, I am English,
Je suis anglais.
je suis anglais. But if you are like an English woman, it's gonna change to anglaise.
Je suis une femme anglaise.
Anglaise. Okay, je suis anglais, je suis anglaise. Okay, the lesson of today is not the nationality. It's gonna be another lesson, but the same for the age. Try to use Google Translate to at least know how to say your nationality. Donc bonjour, je m'appelle Stéphane, j'ai 40 ans, je suis français, je viens de means I come from. And here you can put a city. For example, je viens de Longwy. It's the name of my hometown. Okay, it's the place you come from. Je viens de Longwy, en France. J'habite à. Alors, this preposition à, you need to put a city here also. Donc, for example, you can put any city. J'habite à Paris, j'habite à New York. It's the place you live. OK? And then you have the profession. Je suis professeur. You don't need to put the article. Like in English, you're gonna say I am a teacher. In French, no. You can just say je suis professeur. So go to Google Translate and you can learn your profession. I think we learned the profession in the episode 4, episode 4 or 5, I don't remember. Okay, and then you have je parle un peu français. I speak a little French. Je parle un peu français. And then you have like three options depending if you are like in holiday, in vacation, if you are to study, if you are like working, you can say I'm here, je suis ici. Je suis ici en vacances. Je suis ici pour étudier. Je suis ici pour travailler. And then you can end by enchanté, nice to meet you, another magic word we learned in a previous lesson. Okay, I'm gonna repeat everything one last time, and I recommend that you repeat your presentation a lot of time and you learn also very well. So you can not only read it, but also just pronounce it without reading it. Bonjour. Je m'appelle Stéphane. J'ai 40 ans. Je suis français. Je viens de Longwy, en France. J'habite à Paris. Je suis professeur. Je parle un peu français. Je suis ici pour travailler. Enchanté. Okay, so it's like a small presentation for today. Remember, we're still at the introduction. The next class, what are we going to do? Remember to download the full book. Huh? It's totally free. Up, print it if you can, better in color. So we have vocabulary, conjugaison, phonétique, communication, culture, un exercice. A lot of things to do for the first episode, hein. Ok, si vous avez des questions, if you have any question, just write a commentary and I'm gonna answer it. Très bien. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir et à bientôt.